Hello everyone. Let us continue with our second module for today's video lecture. Let us begin with the first topic, that is heat ranges for metals. Now, the basic metals what we use in gas turbine engine components are like titanium, aluminum, and then cobalt alloys. Let us understand each materials in detail. So the first one is aluminum alloy. So aluminum alloy is basically used for a centrifugal compressor wheels as well as housings. Now, why specifically we are using for centrifugal compressor? Because they have a low density and a good strength to weight ratio. So, and also they have a capability to sustain their properties up to 260 degrees Celsius. So these are the reasons why we are using aluminum alloy for centrifugal compressor wheel as well as housings. Now, how exactly they are fabricated or manufactured? Basically, we use forging and casting methods for aluminum alloys. Now, there are new aluminum alloys including lithium, which is about 10% lighter than conventional aluminum and 10% stiffer also. 3 to 4 times improved fatigue and fracture strength we'll get with this particular new aluminum alloy compared to conventional aluminum alloy. Let us continue with the next material, that is titanium alloy. So titanium alloy is having a good temperature resistance than the aluminum alloy, and this is basically used for centrifugal flow rotors. See, they didn't specify here as a compressor. It can be used for both turbines as well as compressor, but centrifugal in nature. And axial flow compressors wheels as well as blades are made up of titanium alloys. Now basically why we use titanium alloys here? Because they have a very high strength and low density, and they are suitable to use up to 540 degrees Celsius condition. Now, newer titanium alloys include lithium aluminide, which is good at higher temperature. Titanium alloys with vanadium, aluminum, chromium, tin, molybdenum are used to improve the manufacturing methods or manufacturability. And that is about titanium alloy. Next is cobalt based alloy. So cobalt based alloys are basically used at high temperature zones. Basically afterburners, turbine vanes, turbine blades, they are used. The temperature range of cobalt based alloy is from 1200 degrees Celsius to 1450 degrees Celsius. And the properties of this particular metal is high temperature, high strength, high corrosion resistance, as they contain a small amount of iron content which can be added based on the requirements. The requirement where whether we are going to use it for a high temperature or a high pressure turbine or a low pressure turbine. Based on that, this iron content can be added up to the cobalt alloys. Next topic is high temperature strength. So when we speak about high temperature strength, first we need to think about the zone where there is a very high temperature. So that is nothing but the combustor exit zone or the turbine inlet zone. Now that is the particular zone where we will find a very high temperature, and the strength requirement is relatively higher. So most highly stressed part can be seen in engines are turbine blades and its disk. So that is basically high pressure turbine if it is a two spool engine, or it is just a turbine blades if it is single spool. Then centrifugal force tending to break the disk. Now here when we say centrifugal force, and when we want to equate the centrifugal force with the velocity of gas which is approaching, then it is proportional to square of the velocity. The force is proportional to square of the velocity. So the velocity of the flow or the speed plays a major role here in deducing how much force is acting on each blades or each component. Then the blade must have the capability to take high bending loads which is applied by a moving gas stream to produce the thousands of horsepower needed to drive the compressor. Yes, the blades of turbines should have a high strength to take the bending loads from the stream of a gas or a high temperature, high pressure stream of a gas to produce certain amount of power, that is horsepower, that's the unit, certain amount of power which is required to drive the compressor and other accessory systems. Now, when we speak about this high temperature zone, that will lead to creep strength, that will lead to creep, and certainly the material or that particular specimen should have creep strength, which will be very closely associated with ultimate tensile strength. So the creep strength of that particular component will be closely associated with ultimate tensile strength. Now, apart from this high pressure, high temperature flow which is approaching the blade leading to bending loads, it is a rotary component, plus it is controlling, or it is having a very high amount of force or power across that. Because of this, the engine will start vibrating, and that vibration and fatigue resistance the material should have. The high temperature zone, which is not just going to control over the creep, also along with the creep there has to be a vibration control as well as fatigue resistance has to be there in that particular material. Now, this particular will be useful for both disc as well as blades. Now, there are few more materials like carbon, molybdenum, titanium, tungsten. All of these have temperature resistance of about 2200 degrees Celsius. So, this is about high temperature strength. Now, let us move to the next topic, that is resistance to oxidation and corrosion. Now, first let us understand what exactly oxidation is. Now, oxidation is a process in which the particular element or that particular specimen will lose electrons. Now, by losing this electron, it is going to lose its properties of resistance. So that is nothing but oxidation, whereas corrosion is nothing but deterioration of that particular metal due to coming in contact with water or some chemicals like that. So how exactly we find this oxidation? Now, oxidation is due to when we have a process, a thermochemical process which is at higher temperature. Now, due to that higher temperature, the species start exciting and they start losing the electrons, because the electrons will start jumping from one energy level to the next energy levels because of high temperature. And by doing this process continuously, the oxidation process continuously acts on a material and it loses its resistance power. Similarly, when we have a corrosion, like when there is a water methanol mixture injection, due to that particular mixture or chemical, when it comes in contact with the metal, then the corrosion process will begin. That will again reduces the property of a material which is required to have a continuous life with certain performance. Now, these are the results, like oxidation and corrosion. These are the results of electrical and chemical reactions. Now, electrical, because the electrons are start going away from that particular element species. Now, the degree of oxidation is determined by the base alloy. What is the base alloy? And the properties of oxide coating, means the coating what we are going to give on top of that alloy. So the degree of oxidation depends on this particular base alloy as well as the oxide coating. To overcome from oxidation, one of the best method is development of ceramic coating. Now here the oxide coating is nothing but ceramic coating we are going to get, and that is called as solaramic coating. Now when we have solaramic coating, there are basically two functions. One is sealing the base metal against corrosion, oxidation and carbonization, and also insulating the base material with high temperature. So there are two basic functions. One is the base metal is like against the sealing, or the coating will work against the corrosion, oxidation and carbonization. That's the first thing. Second thing is the base metal will be insulated from high temperature. So that is the major two functions of ceramic coating or solaramic coating. So this is about resistance to oxidation and corrosion. I hope the topics are clear. So today we just try to discuss about heat ranges of metals, with in which we begin with aluminum alloys, titanium alloys and cobalt based alloys, and then we shifted to the next topic, that is high temperature strength, and we try to understand considering a particular zone which is of high temperature, that like turbine inlet temperature, and how the turbine inlet temperature part should have a certain strength for various type of loads, maybe creep, fatigue, vibrations, and which are the materials we use. And after that we try to understand the process of oxidation and corrosion and how much important is this, and what is the solution, that is solaramic coating. So that we try to understand. So in the next video we'll try to understand the next topic.